Welcome. Today, we're diving into 3 essential record-keeping habits that can help your organization pass an auditor's first review with confidence. Good record-keeping isn't just about compliance. It's about making your daily work easier, reducing stress during audits, and ensuring everyone understands the importance of controls. By adopting a few simple habits, you'll not only make audits smoother, but also minimize the risk of corrective actions. Let's explore how consistent file indexing, attaching required evidence, and using a simple internal checklist can make all the difference. First habit is consistent file indexing. Imagine trying to find a single document in a sea of unorganized files. It's stressful and time-consuming. By creating and following a clear file naming and indexing system, you ensure that anyone can quickly locate the right records. This habit not only impresses auditors, but also helps your team work more efficiently every day. Consistency is key. Decide on a format, communicate it to your team, and stick with it. This small step can save hours during an audit and reduce the chance of missing critical documents. Let's look at a quick example. Suppose your team handles invoices. Instead of random file names, use a structure like year, month, vendor, invoice number. For instance, 2024-06 ABC Company 12,345. This approach makes it easy to sort, search, and retrieve files, whether you're preparing for an audit or just answering a quick question from a colleague. Over time, this habit builds a reliable archive that supports both daily operations and compliance needs. Second habit is attaching required evidence to your records. Auditors look for proof that processes were followed, like receipts, approvals, or supporting documents. Make it a routine to attach all necessary evidence as soon as you create or update a record. This not only satisfies audit requirements, but also protects your team from future questions or disputes. When every file has its supporting evidence, you'll breeze through the first review and avoid time-consuming follow-ups. For example, if you're processing an expense report, attach scanned receipts and approval emails directly to the digital record. This habit ensures that every transaction is fully documented and easily verifiable. Auditors appreciate when evidence is right where it should be, and your team will appreciate not having to hunt for missing paperwork later. It's a simple step that pays off in both efficiency and peace of mind. Third habit is using a simple internal checklist during mock audits. Think of this as a rehearsal for the real thing. Create a checklist of key controls and required documents, then walk through it regularly. This practice helps your team spot gaps before an auditor does, and it reinforces the importance of each control. Over time, using a checklist becomes second nature, making actual audits far less stressful and much more predictable. Good checklists might include items like, are all files indexed? Is required evidence attached? And are approvals documented? By running through this list before an audit, you can catch missing items and correct them proactively. This habit not only prepares you for audits, but also builds a culture of accountability and attention to detail within your team. By following these 3 habits, consistent file indexing, attaching required evidence, and using a checklist, you significantly reduce the likelihood of corrective actions after an audit. Auditors are less likely to find issues, and your team spends less time fixing problems. This proactive approach saves time, builds trust, and keeps your processes running smoothly. Smooth audit process benefits everyone. When records are well organized and evidence is attached, auditors can complete their review quickly and efficiently. Your team avoids last-minute scrambles, and the organization demonstrates its commitment to strong controls. These habits make audits less of a burden and more of a routine check-in. It's important that everyone on your team understands why these controls matter. When staff see the value in good record-keeping, they're more likely to follow procedures and contribute to a culture of compliance. Regular training and clear communication help reinforce these habits, making them part of your team's everyday workflow. Building a culture of compliance doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small, consistent actions, like the habits we've discussed today. Over time, these practices become ingrained, and your organization becomes known for its reliability and attention to detail. This reputation not only helps during audits, but also supports long-term success. Let's briefly define file indexing. File indexing is the process of organizing and naming files in a consistent, logical way so they can be easily found and retrieved. This is a foundational concept in record-keeping and is critical for audit readiness. Required evidence refers to the supporting documents or proof that must be attached to records to demonstrate that processes were followed correctly. This could include receipts, approvals, or other documentation that auditors expect to see. An internal checklist is a simple tool used by teams to verify that all necessary steps and controls are in place before an audit. It acts as a guide to ensure nothing is missed and helps teams self-audit their processes regularly. Wrap up, remember that passing an auditor's first review is all about preparation and consistency. By adopting these 3 habits, consistent file indexing, attaching required evidence, and using an internal checklist, you'll make audits smoother, reduce corrective actions, and help your team understand the value of strong controls. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your audit process transform. Thanks for watching, and here to audit success.